I didn't take them down. You're screaming.
All right, we'll get started. Welcome to the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for the City of West Walkeny for September 4th. We'll get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll call the meeting to order. It is 7 o'clock. We'll start with attendance. Chris Bonowitz, Caleb Gilbert,
Cecilia Urban,
Robert Gilbert.
All right, Crystal is absent, so we do have a quorum. Move on to item 4, public hearing. Do we have a motion to open a public hearing?
Motion to open the public hearing.
Motion by Chris, second by Lee. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. We are now in public hearing at 7 o'clock. Item A is replat 121 Dover Drive, West Walkeny, Texas 75474. Legal description S2157 B Tree Investments Edition Lot 12, acres 1.717, property ID 2388508 and 205 Dover Drive, West Walkeny, Texas. Legal description S2157 B Tree Investments Edition Lot 11, acres 1.102. Property ID 238507, Zone Single Family 2, SF2. The request is to grant a replat of the two properties into 17 lots with 3 streets. Is there anybody from the applicant that wants to speak?
Yes. My name is Paul Friedman, and I am here in place of Efrain Gonzalez. He was unable to make it tonight for Nick's design and build. And I have 3 copies here. Do I just hand those out?
Yes.
Or okay, so I guess with the first item is the replat for the Dover subdivision. I know that y'all have seen this before, and I'm here to kind of explain what the changes are that from last time. The property, the first page is just the existing topography and the layout, and the second page is the preliminary plat. The lots, the streets have been modified so that there's a right-of-way on the streets, and the lots do not go into where the streets are. The dedication is separate from the lots, and the common area was moved to the north to because of the natural features of the site. There's a pond currently there that holds water, and we want to keep that and possibly enhance it. The engineers are working on that. The cul-de-sac was changed to city standards for a 60-foot radius, and as a result of these changes, the lots were shifted slightly, and there are less lots. So there's actually 12 lots instead of 17 now, and the roadways have a 26-foot right-of-way. 31 foot on the bottom road, which is Duck Drive. And there's a 5-foot utility easement next to all the roads, and the property setbacks. Well, that's on another plan, but we are adhering to a 25-foot front setback, 25-foot corner setbacks, and 5-foot side and rear setbacks. Um,
Okay.
And I think that is all I have on that. Are there any questions?
Well, I see the measurements are still being taken from the street and not the easement. From what I measured out when I was looking at the square footage of the lots, that they were measured straight down to the curb side instead of the 5-foot easement into the lot.
Well, I think the easement can be on the lot, just not the right of way, because the easement is for the utilities, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The easement
Nothing
would
can
still
be
be,
put on that.
Right, you can't build on it,
Can't
but
build on
they
it.
can put the
Not
easement
your
on
property, it's the city's property.
a lot. Not if it's a utility easement, if it's like Encore or Farmers Electric, they can put it in the easements on your property.
yes,
So it's different than water. Water and sewer is going in the right of way, correct?
it's,
It should be.
it's still on the property though. The easement's still on the property.
So but this is called out utility easements.
the
Typically,
5-foot
easements
utility
means-
easement is on the property. I think the utilities are under the street. I don't have the utilities. I think they're shown here. But
Utilities should be included in the lot size.
for yes, like Farmers Electric, gas. That's typical, but not for water sewer.
yeah, the water sewer I think is under the street.
Should be in the
right
right
of
of way.
ways.
Anybody else? Any questions?
And so these roadways are keeping the roadways, right? You are maintaining the HOA is gonna maintain the
Yes,
roads?
yes, the HOA are maintaining the roadways, so that's a private property and the common area as well. And the roads right now are asphalt and curb and gutter.
So that's not what your plat is showing. Your plat is showing a right of way dedication on all the roads.
Well, I was told it was going to be part of the HOA maintenance, the roadways.
But right now it's showing right of way dedication. So if that needs to be changed before city council, that probably needs to be changed one way or the other. Either clarify or change it to a private easement.
I know there was a question as to whether it was gonna be private or city, but I never got an official what the plan was.
And before it goes to city council, they do need to put the setbacks on there for the plat.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything for the applicant? All right. Anybody from the public wish to speak on item A? Okay. We'll move on to item B. Site plan 121 Dover Drive, West Waukegan, Texas 75474. Legal description S2157B Tree Investments Edition, Lot 12, acres 1.717. Property ID 238508 and 205 Dover Drive, West Waukegan, Texas. Legal description S2157B Tree Investments Edition, Lot 11, acres 1.102. Property ID 238507. Zone Single Family 2 SF2. The request is to approve the site plan.
I don't know if all these sheets need to be shown, so I'm pulling out our proposed site plan from them. You'll see first is kind of the colored version of what we just looked at, and then the second page is a line drawing of the proposed site plan layout. This is showing our setbacks, driveways, houses. These are just concepts of how the houses might lay out.
Anybody have any questions for the applicant on the site plan?
No, it looks like they took care of the cul-de-sac area.
I see the 5-foot setback on this particular diagram.
Yes, sir. And then the 25-foot setback for the each lot.
This may have been answered before, and I'm not sure you'll know the answer to this, but if you're looking at Rock Drive, that portion that's not showing any houses, is that part of the subdivision, or is that separate?
Well, as I understand it, this is part of the applicant's property, so they'll have to improve that and bring it into their subdivision. So if there is anyone currently has access to it, I think that would have to be maintained. But I think it's part of the subdivision.
It's a little rock road that hits Dover that runs beside a house, correct?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So it is part of the property.
Is that existing house have access directly to that, or?
I believe they do. I'd have to look at.
We're just trying to make sure that their access is maintained once they build the road. And if it does become private, then I guess the attorneys need to weigh in on that one, because I don't know how that all works, since there's already access to it.
I'd have to look in an aerial view to know for sure.
He's got the arrow on here. It looks like the driveway is off the side.
I don't think that it is.
I don't see a driveway to Dove.
But it is a separate piece of property. I do know that.
Yeah, this has always been a separate piece of property from the one next to it, and not
Yeah, it kind of goes.
Not really.
Kind of comes in and goes down. So it's to Dover. It's a weird shaped property.
This is Chris Bonwit. So on this duck drive, will that also be asphalted and curved?
yes, sir, as I understand it.
No, probably not curb, right? Are you doing curb and gutter, or are you doing car
It would
ditch?
be concrete, so.
I thought you mentioned that on this other one we looked at, that it would have concrete curbing with asphalt.
They're presently looking at concrete curbs, but definitely an asphalt drive, and currently looking at concrete curbs or curbs.
So is this roadway engineered? Are you gonna have engineered work on the roadway?
Don't have to. It'll have to be engineered.
Yeah, if we're gonna take it over, but we have no codes to make them.
It would have to be either way. They have to follow the North Central cog. That's what they have to go by, because we don't have an actual adopted, but we adopted North Central cog. So they have to follow North Central cog's at least minimum standards for streets. And when they submit their civil plans to us, which will have their water and sewer layout and their drainage, it will also have their street. And it will be checked by the city engineer. Even if it's gonna be a private street, they still have to meet certain standards.
You guys gonna do anything around the pond in case we get our torrential rain season and flooding starts happening on the property?
That is what the engineers are working on right now.
Okay.
That's part
I
of
know how bad a flood's out here.
that's part of the requirements. You have to allow for that.
Any other questions for the applicant? Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak on item B? All right, move on to item C, special use permit and site plan 140 West Highway 276, West Walking, Texas 75474, legal description A0418, Haskell, Zachariah, tract 6-1, acres .951, property ID 101884, zone commercial. C, the request is to approve a special use permit to place storage units on the property and approve the site plan. Welcome back.
Howdy. Do you guys need a copy of the plans?
If you have them, that'd be great. All I have is digital, so.
I printed one out earlier.
Just a minute.
When you say special use permit, what are we talking?
So the property is zoned commercial and the use is light industrial, and light industrial is allowed on commercial property with a special use permit. Permit has to go through both us and council to basically grant them the light industrial use on commercial property.
Yeah, I can kind of give a high-level view of it. Site plans reflect all of the setbacks and variances between buildings. 25 foot between each structure, bordering residential. I believe it was 25 foot from any residential zoning, and that occurs in the northeast side where it kind of juts out and have a buffer zone. Also, per the ordinances for West Waukene, I'm required to have a 6 foot fence at minimum, privacy fence bordering both zones, which I have there. And other than that, a 25 foot setback from 276 and an entrance off of Harrelson Lane, just like the Medina's tire shop.
Any questions for the applicant?
What concerns, but did we discuss that here or
We'll
later?
discuss it probably during the actual agenda item. All right, there's no questions. We will move on to item number 5, discussion and or action to close public hearing. A motion and discussions prior.
Motion to close public hearing.
We have a motion by Chris,
I'll second.
second by Cecilia. All in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Public hearing is now closed at 7:16. We'll now call the regular session to order at 7:16. Item number 7 is citizens' input related to agenda items. If we don't have anybody to speak, we'll move on to item number 8, new business. Item A is to discuss and or action to approve or deny replat 121 Dover Drive, West Milwaukee, Texas 75474, legal description S2157 B Tree Investments Edition, lots 12 acres 1.717, property ID 238508 and 205 Dover Drive, West Milwaukee, Texas, legal description S2157 B Tree Investments Edition, lot 11 acres 1.102, property ID 238507, zone single family SF2. The request is to grant a replat of the two properties into, so it's 12 lots, right? 12 lots and with 3 roads. Any further discussion? We'll read a motion.
Make a motion that based on the plans given us tonight, if they will give us the, and I know one of the plans showed setbacks on it, but we need to determine the road use, whether it's going to be theirs or the city's.
Okay, so you would be making a motion to approve subject to adding setbacks and clarifying whether it's right of way or private easement.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion by Cecilia,
A second.
second by Lee. All in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Item B, discuss and or action to approve or deny 121 Dover Drive, West Milwaukee, Texas 75474, legal description S2157 B Tree Investments Edition, lots 12 acres 1.717, property ID 238508 and 205 Dover Drive, West Milwaukee, Texas, legal description S2157B Tree Investments Edition, lot 11 acres 1.102, property ID 238507, zone single family 2 SF2. The request is to approve the site plan. Is there any further discussion or a motion? session. Is there a motion to?
Repeat of what I said earlier.
Yeah, that's the same as we did on the other one.
All right, so motion would be to approve site plan, subject to site setbacks being added and street be defined as either right of way or private easement.
Yes.
So motion by Cecilia,
That's okay.
second by Robert. All in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Item C, discuss and or action to approve or deny the special use permit and site plans 140 West Highway 276, West Walking, Texas 75474. Legal description A0418. Hassel, Zachariah, tract 6-1, acres .951. Property ID 101884, zoned commercial. C, the request is to approve the special use permit to place storage units on the property and approve the site plan.
Oh, that's not much of a site. To go by.
What are your concerns?
Okay,
I mean, it doesn't tell us what's going to be built with or anything. I mean, nothing like the plot plans we're getting.
They gonna be open or enclosed?
This is a question. So this would be metal buildings like our panel or something like that?
Yes, comes straight from the manufacturer. It's 8.5-foot high peak, and so it's all engineered, with wind loads and weight loads as well out of the box.
I don't know, are these enclosed or open?
All enclosed.
Have you picked your color?
Yes, sir.
So is there no office or anything, or how people get in there, get out of there?
Sure. No office. There's going to be a keypad for entry and cameras facing both ways for security purposes. But no one present on the project.
okay, just an FYI to you, this came up at the city council last time about another person wanting to do storage units in another location. There's already like 3 or 4 on Highway 276, and they're never full. So just for your knowledge, it's a big investment that you're trying to make for one. So just know that. I have concerns about the entry being on Harlison because of the maintenance of the road, for one. I know you're talking about the tire company being across the street from that, but it really, in my opinion, should have an entrance off of the highway. I don't know if 2 entrances are required.
Typically you would have 2 entrances. Do we not have? I mean, I'm pretty sure the COG requires 2 entrances for commercial properties. In fact, all.
I actually don't know the answer to that. I have
And
not
it's
studied
usually
those
fire
before.
code because
Yeah.
if one
You gotta have a way
entrance
to
gets
get in and
blocked, you
get
would
out.
have a second entry.
So in order to do that, he would have to get TxDOT approval too.
Yes, but all of our entrances across all of 276 have variances. As you notice, none of them meet requirements. And so I've never had TxDOT deny a permit before in a situation like this, when there's no other option. And I agree with Cecilia. I don't like having a commercial or light industrial entrance on a residential road. I think we talked about this last time. Our roads are already really bad. They can't even handle the residential traffic, much less heavy trucks coming in and out of storage units.
Sure. If I could add.
Sure.
Working with the engineer and talking about some of the demand it's going to show for a smaller facility like this, it's only 1 to 3 cars per day. And I brought that up because I think it might have been you who mentioned it a month or 2 ago, that they wouldn't have too much of an effect on the gravel road. The property itself is going to be gravel for a number of different reasons. One of them has to do with drainage. It's a better coefficient for drainage. But I figured I'd mention that the traffic's so low per day that it shouldn't have an effect on it.
You sure you don't wanna put in a restaurant or something?
Sorry?
Are you sure you don't wanna put in a restaurant or something?
And so how are you handling drainage? Because I don't see any type of detention, retention, no way to, you're putting a lot of buildings on the ground, no way to handle the drainage, no storage. So we've changed part of this, was previously residential, and we changed it to commercial, right? And the rest was commercial. So like the last site plan we came in, they have a detention pond for residential, and you have commercial here, it's just packed in here with no way to handle the drainage.
Yeah, and that's, I think, would be the next step for civil plans, if I'm not mistaken.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna add, I'm like loose conversations with the engineer, he said it shouldn't be a problem, and he knows to walk me well. But yeah, to your point,
I mean, that's a large area of runoff,
Yes, it is.
and
Plus, is there room for fire trucks to get in and out of there?
And so this site
That's another
floods.
thing.
You're aware of that, right? Have you seen it during a rain event? It sits way down. It's already floods. So, I mean, are y'all planning on bringing in dirt or to fill this in? So when you raise this up, then what happens to all these residences all around? That's where I'm getting at is.
sure.
We always talk about how this property is just a swamp right now. Every time it rains.
I can't answer that, I'd have to be on my.
So it seems like that should be part of the site plan. Is it not?
I've seen it done both ways. It absolutely has to be in civil plans that will go to the city engineers. And if the city engineers decide that the runoff doesn't work the way they do it, then it goes back to them with a whole bunch of red tape and they have to get it all cleared out, resubmit to the civil engineer, to the city engineers again. We're actually going through that with another property currently, where they tried to dump it all in TxDOT and on another property, and our engineer said, you can't do this, you're gonna have to get, permission from TxDOT, you gotta figure out something from
Right.
the other property owner. So they're doing that now.
Okay. Well, I do know TxDOT only allows you to dump 25-year flood events into their right of way, which means likely you need detention. And all this drains to the road, I believe. This small section, I believe it does.
That is parts of our city I have not learned yet, is where all the drainage goes, what directions.
Somebody was saying something about the fire department. I think that's why it needs two entrances into it.
And that's why I was wondering what the distances are. I'd rather see a good plot plan, a good plan layout of the streets, and curbs, and how,
So what I did, that's another thing that's typical with the site plan is fire lanes. I see no fire lanes on here. I just don't think we have enough information right now.
No.
What about use? How y'all feel about the use, changing the commercial to light industrial? So I don't want to waste anybody's time if that's a no-go. And
It would still say commercial though.
it stays commercial, but
It would say zone commercial, but
Say
with
zone
a special use permit. Special use permit makes it permanent, it stays with the property.
right. So basically, they become light industrial, and then so just to Cecilia's point, I was there at the city council too. Is they did not want any more storage units, so that's another thing you're going to be. It's going to be a challenge.
This is Chris. My worry is the runoff and the size of the entryway. Like if fire trucks needed to go there, could they get around?
I mean, that's
And
a tight quarters.
And the drainage thing is a real problem if we don't know where the water's going. If it's going into the neighbor's yard and, flooding a house or eroding the street, like on Harrisboro or Harlson Lane,
Already eroding.
it needs to be investigated, the drainage. And then I also believe more space is needed to maneuver emergency vehicles should they need to go in there, along with two openings, two gates at the facility.
I could add, it might be hard to see without the measurements, but to the code of the city for the length of the fire trucks, it would be able to fit through. But in terms of two entrances on that point, I read through the ordinances, I couldn't find a requirement for two entrances. However, the sliding gate is a two-way, right, in and out, would allow for fire trucks.
What do you know about fire trucks, Lee?
I'd have to check into if they need two gate entrances or not, depends on what the city's codes are set at. But I would prefer
probably
to see
don't
a
want one.
plot plan that shows everything measurement wise and what you're gonna make if it's gonna be asphalt, concrete, ground, what you're doing with the property. Because just this is not enough information to make a good judgment for me.
I agree. Would you be okay tabling this to a future meeting and revising your site plan for more information, setbacks, fire lanes, materials?
Well, if you have a specific list, I might be able to get all that for Tuesday, city council.
Do we not have a checklist for site plans?
Um,
Because otherwise, I mean, my opinion is this is not a site plan. I don't know. It just doesn't have any information, just like Lisa
So
said.
roughly our site plans show where your water lines will be, doesn't have to show size or anything like that, which he's not gonna have any, sewer, he's not gonna have any, where your parking lot's gonna be, where your buildings are gonna be, with the parking lots, entrances, that's pretty much what our site plan is.
But we do have parking requirements for storage buildings, do we not?
We have parking requirements for office buildings. I don't know that storage buildings will have those requirements, honestly.
Okay.
The only thing I've seen specifically for storage buildings is that it says it needs a special use permit.
Well, I wouldn't mind changing the, changing to industrial, but at this point, couldn't go ahead with the building of it until we see more information regarding,
Basically,
what all the
you
dimensions
could-
are.
If you were gonna approve the use, you could approve the permit, table the site plan, and come back to the next meeting. If that's what you're doing.
I'm not in favor of industrial,
I'm
being
really
right
not
there
either.
to end.
Not either.
I don't like this having
Not what we're
industrial.
trying to do with the city.
I think it should be off the main road somewhere.
You'd prefer a restaurant or a bowling alley? I mean,
Something
I
usable
kinda-
would be nice.
But just most industrial's not off the, it's set back off the main roads or off in the back.
This is a very good corner for something commercial.
What
the dollar
about the new
store right
business
here.
park area we're trying to build?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What about the new business park area we're trying to build?
Anything really.
Moving to the business district.
If there's a specific offsets that you need to see, or any other measurements, I could.
For me, it's not really offsets or anything. I mean, I think we need to revise our site plan criteria. My issue is the use. I don't like the use at this location. It's a prime commercial location. I think it would serve better for a business park or a restaurant or retail strip. And its location, we got Maze Lane right here. This is for our planning purposes. It was designed for a major corridor. That's my opinion.
I agree.
I agree.
Well, I'll say people I've talked to aren't really interested in another storage facility on the highway.
That's what I've been told too. From
Right.
many people, especially in this neighborhood. And just knowing the previous meeting with city council, they did not want any more storage units either. So I don't even feel comfortable approving another storage building, knowing that they're going to deny it too.
I could add, knowing, what I know about the city and the location of the property, if the concern is, I'm sure it is a concern, is noise and traffic. Both retail and a restaurant is gonna create more noise, more traffic.
It's just a.
It's
total
not more.
different-
It's not really.
A different, we have sitting empty storage buildings already in the city, and to add more to it, it just doesn't make sense. We could have something that can be used better and draw in more people and,
I think we want you here, just not what you're proposing. That's kind of what we're getting.
We don't
we
have
want
very
you to do
much
business
commercial
here.
properties to build up the city with, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what the whole plan was to, you know, when they drew up our plan was to, you know, to make our city better. I don't see how storage buildings would do it.
Do you remember what the stats were? How many storage buildings were empty right now? I think it was. They said it the other day at the city council meeting. It was high, very high.
I'd be interested to know, and just because I've done issues too, where they get those numbers.
That would you can ask city council that. They're the ones that presented it.
And the mayor is the one that.
Okay.
And
So all we do is we make a recommendation to city council. So whatever we do, we just recommend to city council. You can come present to them and get their opinion on what they think.
That'll be Tuesday.
All right,
Well, I say we table it until after their meeting.
Oh, and table it,
or do you wanna come right out
or
and
just
approve or disapprove?
I disapprove of it, the special use permit.
I second that. I disagree with it.
so the motion is to deny the special use permit and site plan.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion by Cecilia, second by Robert. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Like I said, come back to city council. Ours is a recommendation. They may change their mind, but based on what I see, I just think it's pretty much agreed to that we like something else there. It's designed commercial. We'd like to see you back with something more meaningful to the city.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Moving on to item number 10, discuss interaction to approve or deny planning and zoning minutes for August 7th, 2025. Oh, I'm sorry. Back to item D, discuss and approve or deny the application of Teresa Sparks. She's not here, but you know her, right? Do you want to?
Well, all I know right now is that we can't find any bylaws to whether, since she lives outside of the city but has a business in the city. I think she'd be a good asset if we can get it approved. We just have to go through some more steps, I think, so.
So this lady, she owns a business here in West Walkeny. She wants to be on the planning and zoning
Yeah,
committee.
she was here last meeting.
Yes, so, yeah, she did talk, so. If we want her on the board, I think we can make a motion to approve subject to the attorney determining whether or not she can be on the board. And then let her discuss that at city council. Can we do that?
I don't see why not.
She has property here. She should be able to be a part of it.
I agree, so.
I make a motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion by Lee to approve the application of Teresa Sparks, subject to legal advice. Good?
Good.
Second?
Second.
Second by Chris, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Now on to item number 10, discuss and or action to approve or deny planning and zoning minutes for August 7th, 2007. Everybody able to read through and make sure that they're all good to go? Can't see anything stood out.
Anybody see anything? I didn't see
I
anything.
didn't see anything. Good to me.
I make a motion that we approve the, what is this called, the minutes from the August 7th meeting.
We have a motion to approve by Cecilia.
Okay.
Second by Robert. All in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Item number 11, citizens input related to non-agenda items. All right, then we will move on to number 12. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh,
No motion. Everyone wants to stay here?
Make a motion.
We have a motion by Robert,
I second.
second by Lee. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. We are adjourned at 7:38.
thank you, Shannon.
I need all the mics, so